Andres Gimenez. So, Todd, in your opinion, what has he brought to the table so far?
He's been a real bright spot for this Mets team, I think, this season. And I think the fact is that we've heard about him for a number of years, and then all of a sudden we stopped hearing as much about him last year because his stock went down a little bit. He was always going to be a plus defender, but it seemed like he was having real struggles offensively. And then Arizona Fall League seemed to change that opinion around. He got stronger. He was driving the ball a little bit more. And what we've seen out of him now since summer camp and now his time in the big leagues is an all-around very, very talented young player that's got a lot of bright spots. He's shown his speed on the bases. He's shown a baseball IQ with the tag at second base or laying down a bunt and reading the defense. And then he's driven some balls, especially to the opposite field, stayed in on some good at-bats, been able to turn on a ball when he needed to. But really that ball hard hit over shortstop and in that left center field gap is, I think, what's turning people's heads and making them realize, hey, this guy could be an offensive threat as well as a plus defender.
I can only add to the compliments that Todd's giving this kid because there's so many. He's putting together professional at-bats. For a kid as young as him to go up there and to see the pitches that he's seeing, to take the pitches that he's taking, and then to make sure he's swinging at his pitch when he gets it. That takes such maturity. That's not something that you see out of a guy this young doing right away when he gets to the big leagues. Then, we've seen him steal some bases, and he's just adding more dynamic to this team that they may not have had. And having those guys that get in there and put together professional at-bats, you don't have to hit homers. If you don't strike out much and you put the ball in play, you put together good at-bats, and you swing at your pitch, you're going to get a lot of hits.
We know he's a fit on this current team. Luis Rojas seems to love plugging him in. You have the injuries to Cano and McNeil and Rosario right now. But long-term with this team and with this franchise, where's he fit there?
Now more than ever in baseball history, Doug, the answer truly is it doesn't matter, and the team doesn't have to worry about it. More and more you're seeing rosters, and the Mets and Yankees are both doing it in this style. Rosters that are built with, let's bring in as much talent as we can and not worry about positional fits now or in the future. Now, the downside of that is sometimes you get guys like J.D. Davis or Dom Smith playing out of position, or Miguel Andujar with the Yankees. But the upside of that is you just accumulate guys and you don't worry about it. Something will happen, whether it's Rosario in the outfield one day, whether it's Cano as the DH one day, or beyond Cano's time with the Mets, Gimenez, being the second baseman. It will shake out somehow, and it just doesn't matter. It's not like the old days where you say, well, they've got a shortstop long-term in Rosario, so what do you do with Gimenez? You figure it out. You put guys wherever on the diamond, basically.
Yeah.